What if I told you 12 simple principles could change your life in 2025? Most people don't fail because they lack potential. They fail because they don't have the right map. These 12 keys could be the map you need. The question is, are you ready to use them? Life doesn't get better by chance, it gets better by change. The truth is, the world isn't going to pause for you to figure things out. But you can take control one decision, one principle, and one action at a time. Today, I'll share 12 transformative keys that can help you design a life you're proud of, so stay tuned because this could be the moment that sparks a whole new direction for you. Here's the challenge most of us face. We get stuck in routines that don't serve us. Days blur into weeks, weeks into months, and before we know it, we're wondering where the time went. But it's not just about time slipping away, it's about wasted opportunities, untapped potential, and the feeling that life is happening to us instead of for us. The question is, how do you break out of this cycle? How do you stop being reactive and start being intentional? That's what these 12 keys are all about. They aren't magic tricks, they're timeless principles grounded in wisdom that can help you reset and reclaim your life in 2025. Key 1, start with self-discipline. Discipline is where it all begins. It's the foundation on which success is built. Without discipline, even the grandest dreams fall apart. But here's the thing, most people misunderstand discipline. They see it as restrictive, something that limits freedom. But the truth is, discipline creates freedom. Think about it. When you're disciplined with your time, you gain more of it. When you're disciplined with your finances, you can achieve financial independence. When you're disciplined with your health, you unlock energy, strength, and vitality. Discipline isn't about saying no to life, it's about saying yes to the things that truly matter. Discipline is like a muscle. And just like any muscle, it gets stronger the more you use it. But here's the catch, it also weakens when neglected. It doesn't matter where you start, what matters is consistency. You don't need to overhaul your life overnight. Start small. Maybe it's waking up 30 minutes earlier each day. Maybe it's committing to read just 10 pages of a book. Small actions done consistently lead to big results. But let's be real, discipline isn't always easy. There will be days when motivation is nowhere to be found. Days when it feels easier to hit snooze, skip the workout, or binge watch another show. That's where most people stop. They let the momentary discomfort win. But discipline isn't about how you feel in the moment, it's about who you want to become in the long run. Imagine this, you have two voices in your head. One is the voice of comfort, whispering, just relax, you deserve it. The other is the voice of progress, saying, push through. You're capable of more. Discipline is choosing to listen to the second voice. It's choosing growth over ease. Now, you might be thinking, how do I build discipline if I've struggled with it my whole life? The answer is simple, start where you are. If you can't stick to a 1-hour workout, start with 10 minutes. If you struggle to save a large chunk of money, start with a small amount. The size of the action doesn't matter as much as the act of following through. And here's a secret, every time you honor a commitment to yourself, no matter how small, you build trust in your ability to follow through. That trust is the foundation of discipline. Let's talk about momentum. You've probably heard the saying, an object in motion stays in motion. Discipline works the same way. The more you practice it, the easier it becomes. Success doesn't come from doing something once, it comes from doing it over and over until it becomes second nature. But what about setbacks? Because let's face it, they happen. Maybe you miss a workout, break a promise to yourself, or fall back into an old habit. Here's the key, don't let one bad day turn into a bad week, month, or year. The disciplined person isn't perfect, they're persistent. When they fall, they get back up every single time. Think of discipline as the steering wheel of your life. Without it, you're drifting, letting the winds of circumstance decide where you go. But with discipline, you're in control. You decide the direction. You decide the speed. You decide the destination. Let's break it down practically. Start by identifying one area of your life where a lack of discipline is holding you back. Is it your health, your finances, your relationships, your career? Pick one. Don't try to fix everything at once. That's a recipe for burnout. Focus on one area and commit to a small, consistent action. For example, if it's your health, commit to drinking more water or taking a daily walk. If it's your finances, commit to saving a small percentage of your income or tracking your expenses. If it's your career, commit to learning a new skill or dedicating an hour a day to your craft. And remember, discipline is a practice, not a perfection. It's not about never making mistakes, it's about showing up day after day despite the mistakes. Here's the beauty of discipline: it compounds. What starts as a small habit grows into a powerful force. It's like planting a seed. At first you see nothing. You water it, nurture it, and still nothing. But then one day it breaks through the soil. And before you know it, that tiny seed has grown into a strong, towering tree. Discipline is your seed. Plant it today. Nurture it daily. And watch as it grows into a life you're proud of. So let me ask you, what's one small, disciplined action you can take today to move closer to your goals? Don't wait for the perfect moment. It doesn't exist. Start now. Because the longer you wait, the harder it becomes. And the sooner you start, the sooner you'll see the results. Key 2, define your vision. If you don't know where you're going, any road will take you there. That's the danger of living without a vision. You drift, you wander, and before you know it, another year has passed and you're no closer to the life you want. A clear vision is like a compass. It gives you direction, it gives you purpose, it gives you focus. Without it, you're like a ship lost at sea, hoping to stumble upon the shore. But with it, you become unstoppable. So let's get practical. What do you want your life to look like in 2025? Not in vague, general terms, but in vivid, specific detail. Close your eyes and picture it. What are you doing? Who are you with? How do you feel? The clearer your vision, the more powerful it becomes. Here's the thing about vision: it's not just about the big picture. It's about the small, everyday decisions that align with that picture. Let's say your vision is to be healthier. What does that look like in your daily life? Is it choosing a salad over fast food? Is it going for a walk instead of scrolling through social media? Your vision should guide your choices moment by moment. But here's where most people go wrong. They confuse a wish with a vision. A wish is passive. It's saying, I hope I get healthier, or I hope I become successful. A vision is active. It's saying, I will get healthier, and then creating a plan to make it happen. Take a moment to write down your vision for 2025. Be bold. Don't hold back. This is your life we're talking about. Don't settle for anything less than extraordinary. And here's a pro tip: break your vision down into categories. Think about your health, finances, relationships, career, personal growth, and happiness. What does success look like in each area? Write it down. The more specific you are, the better. Once you have your vision, the next step is to create a roadmap. Your vision is the destination, but the roadmap is how you'll get there. What actions do you need to take? What habits do you need to build? What obstacles do you need to overcome? Remember, a vision without action is just a dream. It's the action that brings your vision to life. And the best part? You don't have to do it all at once. Focus on one step at a time. One action leads to another, and before you know it, you're well on your way. Here's the secret to staying committed to your vision. Remind yourself of it daily. Life is noisy. Distractions are everywhere. If you're not intentional, it's easy to lose sight of your goals. So make it a habit to review your vision every morning. Visualize it, feel it, let it drive you. And don't be afraid to adjust your vision as you grow. Life is full of surprises and your goals might evolve over time. That's okay. What matters is that you stay aligned with what truly matters to you. So what's your vision for 2025? And more importantly, what's the first step you'll take today to make it a reality? Remember, the future isn't something you wait for, it's something you create. And it all starts with a clear vision. Key 3, focus on the fundamentals. We live in a world obsessed with shortcuts. People want the magic pill for health, the hack for success, and the secret sauce for happiness. But here's the uncomfortable truth: there are no shortcuts. Real success, the kind that lasts, comes from doing the fundamentals right. It's not glamorous, and it's not trendy, but mastering the basics is what separates those who thrive from those who struggle. Think of it like building a house. If the foundation is weak, it doesn't matter how beautiful the design is, eventually the structure will crumble. The fundamentals are your foundation. Let's start with your health, because without it, nothing else matters. It's simple: really eat well, sleep enough, and move your body. But how many of us actually do this consistently? The truth is, most people ignore their health until it becomes a problem. Don't wait for a wake-up call. Prioritize the basics now. Eating well doesn't mean following the latest diet trend or counting every calorie. It means nourishing your body with real, whole foods. Ask yourself, is this meal fueling my energy or draining it? The answer is usually obvious. A plate full of fresh vegetables, lean proteins, and healthy fats will always serve you better than processed junk. And then there's sleep. If you're not getting enough quality rest, you're sabotaging your potential. Sleep isn't a luxury, it's a necessity. It's when your body repairs, your mind resets, and your energy is restored. Make it a priority. Set a bedtime, create a calming evening routine, and protect your sleep like it's your most valuable asset, because it is. Movement is another pillar of the fundamentals. Notice I didn't say exercise. Exercise sounds like a chore, but movement is something your body craves. Whether it's a brisk walk, dancing in your living room, or hitting the gym, the key is to find something you enjoy and do it regularly. Movement isn't just good for your body, it's a powerful tool for your mind. It clears your head, boosts your mood, and sharpens your focus. Now let's talk about relationships, because the people you surround yourself with have a massive impact on your life. Are you spending time with people who uplift you, challenge you, and inspire you? Or are you stuck in a circle that drags you down? The truth is, you can't soar like an eagle if you're hanging out with turkeys. Evaluate your relationships. Be intentional about who you let into your inner circle. Spend time with people who make you better, who push you to grow, and who believe in your potential. And here's a pro tip: you don't need a massive social circle to be fulfilled. A few genuine, supportive connections are worth more than 100 shallow acquaintances. Let's not forget the importance of managing your time and energy. The fundamentals extend to how you structure your days. Are you spending your time on things that truly matter, or are you constantly putting out fires and chasing distractions? Success isn't about being busy, it's about being productive. It's about focusing on the tasks and habits that move the needle. Here's an exercise for you. Take a look at your daily routine. Is it aligned with your goals? If not, it's time for an audit. Cut out the noise, the distractions, and the things that don't serve you. Simplify. Focus on what truly matters. The fundamentals might not be exciting, but they are transformative. They are the small, consistent actions that compound over time to create massive results. The problem is most people underestimate the power of the basics. They think, how can eating a salad, getting 8 hours of sleep, or going for a 20-minute walk really make a difference? But success isn't about doing extraordinary things, it's about doing ordinary things extraordinarily well. Think of it like compound interest. The small things you do today might not seem like much, but over time they add up. Miss a workout or two and it's not the end of the world, but skip your health habits for a year and you'll feel the difference. The same goes for relationships, finances, and personal growth. Small actions done consistently lead to big changes. Here's the bottom line if you want to succeed in 2025 or any year you need to master the fundamentals. Don't get distracted by the shiny objects, the quick fixes, or the next big thing. Focus on the basics, and you'll build a foundation strong enough to withstand anything life throws at you. Key 4, cultivate gratitude. Let me tell you something about gratitude. It's a game changer. It's one of the simplest yet most powerful habits you can cultivate. And here's the best part: it costs nothing, takes only a few minutes a day, and can completely transform your perspective. But what exactly is gratitude? It's not just saying thank you or being polite. It's a deep, genuine appreciation for the good things in your life. It's recognizing the beauty in the ordinary, the blessings in the small moments, and the opportunities even in challenges. Here's why gratitude is so powerful: it shifts your focus. Most people spend their days dwelling on what they lack, what's wrong, or what they wish were different. But when you practice gratitude, you start to see the abundance around you. You realize that even in tough times, there's always something to be thankful for. Gratitude is like a magnifying glass. Whatever you focus it on becomes larger and more significant. If you focus on problems, they'll grow. But if you focus on blessings, they'll multiply. It's not about ignoring reality or pretending everything is perfect. It's about choosing to see the good in your life, even when things aren't ideal. So how do you cultivate gratitude? Start with a simple habit. Every morning or evening, write down 3 things you're grateful for. They don't have to be big or dramatic. It could be as simple as the warmth of the sun on your face, a kind word from a friend, or a meal that satisfied your hunger. The key is to be specific and sincere. Here's what happens when you do this consistently: you train your brain to look for the positive. Over time, gratitude becomes your default setting. You start to notice things you used to take for granted. You become more present, more content, and more resilient. But gratitude isn't just a private practice, it's something you can share. Take a moment to express your appreciation to someone else. Write a thank you note, send a text, or simply tell them in person. Let them know what they mean to you. Not only will it make their day, but it will strengthen your relationship. And here's a powerful thought: gratitude isn't just about the good times. It's also about finding meaning in the challenges. Think back to a difficult experience in your life. At the time, it might have felt overwhelming. But looking back, can you see the lessons it taught you? The strength it gave you? The growth it sparked? That's gratitude in action. Gratitude doesn't eliminate problems, but it does change how you face them. It gives you perspective. It reminds you that no matter how tough things get, there's always something to be thankful for. And that perspective can be a source of incredible strength. So let me ask you, what are you grateful for today? Take a moment to think about it. Write it down if you can. And as you go about your day, keep your eyes open for more reasons to be thankful. Gratitude is a practice, not a one-time event. The more you cultivate it, the more it grows. And the more it grows, the more it transforms your life. Because when you focus on what you have instead of what you lack, you unlock a deep, unshakable sense of joy. So start today. Start small. And watch as gratitude changes the way you see the world and the way the world sees you. P5, embrace the power of consistency. Consistency is the secret ingredient to achieving extraordinary results. It's not flashy, and it's rarely talked about with the same excitement as breakthroughs or big wins. But let me tell you this, without consistency, there is no success. Think about it, every great achievement, whether it's building a successful career, mastering a skill, or transforming your health, is built on a foundation of consistent effort. Not bursts of energy or occasional sprints, but steady, deliberate actions repeated over time. Why is consistency so powerful? Because it compounds. Small, seemingly insignificant actions done regularly add up to massive results over time. It's like planting a seed. At first, you don't see much happening. You water it, tend to it, and give it sunlight. Day by day, it looks the same. But beneath the surface, growth is happening. And one day, that seed breaks through the soil, eventually growing into a strong, towering tree. The same principle applies to your habits and efforts. Imagine reading just 10 pages of a book every day. It doesn't seem like much, does it? But over the course of a year, that's 3,650 pages, roughly 15 to 20 books. Now imagine the knowledge and insights you could gain from reading 20 books in a year. That's the power of consistency. Or take saving money as an example. Putting aside a small portion of your income each month might not feel impactful at first, but over time, those small deposits grow thanks to the magic of compound interest. By staying consistent, you build financial security and freedom. The key to consistency is focusing on the process, not just the outcome. Many people get discouraged because they don't see immediate results. They start a new habit like exercising or journaling and quit after a few weeks because they think it's not working. But here's the thing, consistency requires patience. You have to trust that your efforts are building momentum even if you can't see it yet. Let me give you a practical example. Imagine you're trying to learn a new skill, like playing the guitar. If you practice for an hour once a week, your progress will be slow and frustrating. But if you practice for just 15 minutes every day, you'll see steady improvement. Why? Because daily repetition strengthens your neural pathways, making the skill easier and more natural over time. But consistency isn't just about doing the same thing over and over again. It's about doing the right things over and over again. That's why clarity is so important. You need to know what your goals are and what actions will move you closer to them. Once you have that clarity, create a routine that aligns with your priorities. Here's a tip: start small. One of the biggest mistakes people make is trying to change too much at once. They set ambitious goals, like going to the gym 5 days a week or meditating for an hour a day, and then burn out after a few weeks. Instead, focus on small, manageable actions that you can sustain over the long term. For example, if your goal is to get fit, start by committing to a 10-minute walk every day. Once that becomes a habit, you can gradually increase the intensity and duration. The same applies to other areas of life. Want to improve your relationships? Start by sending one thoughtful message to a friend or loved one each day. Want to grow your career? Commit to learning one new skill or concept every week. And don't underestimate the power of accountability. When you have someone to hold you accountable, a friend, a mentor, or even a journal, you're more likely to stay consistent. Share your goals with someone you trust and ask them to check in on your progress. Or keep a daily log of your actions and review it regularly. The beauty of consistency is that it creates a ripple effect. When you stay consistent in one area of your life, it often spills over into other areas. For example, committing to a daily exercise routine can boost your energy and focus, making you more productive at work. Or practicing gratitude every morning can improve your mindset, leading to better relationships and decision making. Remember, big changes don't happen overnight. They're the result of small, consistent actions repeated over time. The road to success might be slow and steady, but it's also predictable and reliable. So don't let the allure of quick fixes or shortcuts distract you. Embrace the power of consistency and watch as your efforts compound into something extraordinary. P6, learn to adapt. If there's one thing you can count on in life, it's change. The world is constantly evolving, and no matter how carefully you plan, unexpected challenges will arise. The question isn't whether you'll face change, it's how you'll respond to it. Adaptability is the ability to adjust to new circumstances, to bend without breaking, and to turn obstacles into opportunities. It's a skill that separates those who thrive from those who merely survive. And in a world as fast-paced and unpredictable as ours, adaptability is more important than ever. So how do you become more adaptable? It starts with your mindset. You have to accept that change is inevitable. Resisting change only leads to frustration and stagnation. Instead, embrace it. See change not as a threat, but as a chance to grow. Think about it, some of the greatest breakthroughs in history came from unexpected changes. When challenges arise, they force us to think differently, to innovate, and to step outside our comfort zones. Without change, there's no growth. But embracing change doesn't mean you have to like it. It's okay to feel uncomfortable or uncertain at first. What matters is how you respond. Do you let fear and resistance hold you back, or do you take a deep breath and move forward? One of the keys to adaptability is staying curious. When faced with a new situation, ask yourself, what can I learn from this instead of focusing on what you've lost? Look for what you can gain. Maybe a setback at work teaches you resilience. Maybe a change in plans leads you to an unexpected opportunity. When you approach life with curiosity, you turn challenges into stepping stones. Another important aspect of adaptability is flexibility. Plans are important, but they're not set in stone. Be willing to adjust your approach when circumstances change. If one door closes, look for another. And if you can't find one, build a window. Flexibility doesn't mean you abandon your goals. It means you're open to different paths to achieve them. Think of it like driving to a destination. If you encounter a roadblock, you don't give up, you find an alternate route. The same principle applies to life. And let's not forget the importance of resilience. Adaptability and resilience go hand in hand. Resilience is your ability to bounce back from setbacks, to keep going even when things get tough. It's not about avoiding failure, it's about refusing to be defeated by it. To build resilience, focus on what you can control. You can't control the economy, the weather, or other people's actions, but you can control your attitude, your effort, and your choices. When you focus on what's within your power, you regain a sense of control and confidence. One of the best ways to cultivate adaptability is to practice gratitude. Yes, gratitude again. When you're grateful, you're more likely to see the silver lining in difficult situations. Gratitude helps you stay positive and resilient, even when life throws you a curveball. Finally, surround yourself with adaptable people. Just like negativity is contagious, so is adaptability. Spend time with people who inspire you, who handle challenges with grace and creativity. Their mindset and energy will rub off on you. In 2025, commit to being adaptable. The world isn't going to slow down or become more predictable, but you have the power to adapt, to thrive, and to turn challenges into opportunities. It won't always be easy, but it will always be worth it. Remember, this change is inevitable, but growth is optional. Choose growth, choose adaptability, and watch as you navigate life's twists and turns with confidence and grace. P7, guard your mindset. Your mindset is like the foundation of a house. If it's strong, you can build something remarkable. But if it's weak or filled with cracks, no matter how much effort you put in, things will eventually fall apart. The way you think about yourself, your life, and your circumstances shapes everything you experience. Your mind is constantly absorbing information like a sponge. Every conversation you have, every book you read, every video you watch, it all becomes part of the landscape of your thoughts. So ask yourself, what are you allowing into your mind? Are you filling it with doubt, fear, and negativity? Or are you feeding it with optimism, solutions, and hope? One of the most important steps you can take to guard your mindset is to control the inputs. Think of your mind as a garden. If you plant weeds or let them grow unchecked, they'll choke out the flowers. But if you nurture the soil, water the seeds, and pull out the weeds, your garden will thrive. In practical terms, this means being intentional about what you consume. Avoid getting caught up in endless streams of negative news or toxic social media debates. While it's important to stay informed, there's a fine line between being aware of the world and being consumed by its chaos. Surround yourself with people who uplift and inspire you. We've all heard the saying, you're the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. If those 5 people are constantly complaining, doubting themselves, or gossiping, their mindset will start to rub off on you. On the other hand, if they're positive, driven, and supportive, you'll find it easier to maintain a strong, optimistic outlook. Guarding your mindset also involves being mindful of your self-talk. What do you say to yourself when things don't go as planned? Do you beat yourself up? Or do you remind yourself that failure is a stepping stone to success? Negative self-talk is like pouring poison into your garden. Replace it with words of encouragement, affirmation, and belief in your potential. Practicing gratitude is another powerful way to protect your mindset. When you focus on what you have rather than what you lack, you shift your perspective. Instead of dwelling on problems, you start seeing possibilities. A simple daily practice of listing 3 things you're grateful for can do wonders for your mental state. And let's not overlook the importance of mindfulness. In a world that's constantly pulling us in a million directions, taking time to be present can feel revolutionary. Mindfulness doesn't have to mean sitting in silence for hours. It can be as simple as taking a few deep breaths before a meeting, savoring your morning coffee, or going for a walk without your phone. These moments of presence help quiet the noise in your mind, allowing you to focus on what truly matters. Another way to guard your mindset is to have clear boundaries. This could mean setting limits on how much time you spend with negative people, saying no to commitments that drain you, or stepping away from situations that don't align with your values. Protecting your energy is a form of self-respect. Remember, your thoughts are powerful. They influence your emotions, your actions, and ultimately your outcomes. If you want to change your life, start by changing what you think about and focus on. Make it a priority to feed your mind with content that inspires and educates you. Spend time with people who challenge you to grow and support your dreams. And most importantly, believe in yourself. When you guard your mindset, you're not just protecting your peace, you're laying the groundwork for a life filled with purpose, joy, and achievement.
Key 8, prioritize relationships.
What's the point of success if you have no one to share it with? At the end of the day, it's the people in your life who make it meaningful. Whether it's family, friends, colleagues, or mentors, relationships are the threads that weave the fabric of a fulfilling life. But here's the thing, strong relationships don't happen by accident. They require time, effort, and intentionality. Just like a garden, they need to be nurtured. If you neglect them, weeds of misunderstanding, distance, or resentment can grow. But if you invest in them, they flourish, bringing joy, support, and connection into your life. One of the simplest ways to prioritize your relationships is to be present. In our hyper-connected world, it's easy to be physically with someone but mentally elsewhere, scrolling on your phone, distracted by work, or thinking about your to-do list. True connection happens when you give someone your full attention. Put down your phone, make eye contact, and really listen. Another powerful way to strengthen relationships is through appreciation. When was the last time you told someone you valued them? A heartfelt thank you or I appreciate you can go a long way in making someone feel seen and valued. Don't wait for special occasions, express your gratitude regularly. Quality time is another cornerstone of strong relationships. This doesn't mean you have to spend hours together every day. It's about making the time you do have meaningful. It could be as simple as sharing a meal, going for a walk, or having a deep conversation. The key is to be intentional about it. Conflict is inevitable in any relationship, but how you handle it makes all the difference. When disagreements arise, focus on understanding the other person's perspective rather than proving your point. Approach the situation with empathy and a willingness to find common ground. Remember, the goal isn't to win the argument, it's to strengthen the relationship. Prioritizing relationships also means being willing to give. This doesn't always mean material gifts, though those can be meaningful too. It could be giving your time, lending a helping hand, or offering words of encouragement. Generosity builds trust and deepens connections. And let's not forget the importance of boundaries. While it's essential to nurture your relationships, it's equally important to protect your own well-being. Healthy boundaries ensure that your relationships are mutually respectful and supportive, rather than one-sided or draining. In today's fast-paced world, it's easy to let relationships take a back seat to work, goals, or personal ambitions. But when you look back on your life, it won't be the deadlines or accolades you remember, it'll be the moments you shared with the people who matter most. Here's a practical challenge. Make a list of the 5 most important relationships in your life. Then ask yourself, what can I do this week to nurture each of these relationships? It could be a phone call, a thoughtful message, or planning some quality time together. Small gestures, done consistently, can have a profound impact. Another way to prioritize relationships is to seek out mentors and be a mentor yourself. Mentorship is a two-way street. It's about learning from others and sharing your own wisdom and experiences. These relationships can provide guidance, perspective, and inspiration, enriching your life in ways you can't imagine. Finally, remember that the strength of your relationships often reflects the effort you put into them. If you want deeper connections, be willing to open up, to listen, and to invest your time and energy. Strong relationships aren't just about what you get, they're about what you give. When you prioritize your relationships, you're not just enriching your own life, you're creating a ripple effect of positivity, support, and love that touches everyone around you. And that, my friend, is one of the greatest measures of success. Key 9, master the art of decision making. Every moment of your life is a crossroads. Every day you face countless decisions, big and small, that shape your future. Will you get up early to work on your goals, or will you hit the snooze button? Will you save that extra bit of income, or will you spend it on something fleeting? The quality of your life is a direct reflection of the quality of your decisions. But let's be honest, decision-making isn't always easy. Fear, doubt, and the endless what-ifs can paralyze you. The key is not to aim for perfection, but to aim for perfection, but to aim for progress. Start by understanding the simple truth: indecision is, in itself, a decision. Every moment you spend wavering is a moment lost, an opportunity missed. So if you want to master your life in 2025, you must first master the art of decision making. The first step is clarity. What do you truly want? This is where many people falter. They chase after goals that aren't theirs, dreams imposed by society, their family, or their peers. Take the time to reflect deeply on your desires, values, and priorities. When you're clear on what you want, making decisions becomes much simpler. Next, embrace the power of intuition. Some decisions require careful thought and analysis, but others, They're a matter of gut instinct. Your intuition is like a muscle. The more you listen to it, the stronger it gets. When faced with a decision, take a moment to tune into your inner voice. Often it knows what's best for you long before your rational mind catches up. But intuition alone isn't enough. You need to balance it with logic. For more significant decisions, weigh the pros and cons. Ask yourself, what's the worst that could happen if I choose this path? And can I live with that outcome? This process doesn't eliminate risk, but it gives you the confidence to move forward, knowing you've considered the possibilities. Here's another tip: stop chasing the perfect decision. Perfection is a myth. No matter how much time you spend analyzing, there will always be unknowns and variables outside your control. Instead of striving for perfection, strive for progress. Make the best decision you can with the information you have, and then commit to it fully. The truth is, even wrong decisions have value. Some of the greatest lessons in life come from failure. Mistakes teach you resilience, creativity, and the importance of course correction. Think of every decision as a stepping stone. If one leads you down the wrong path, use that experience to adjust your direction. The only real failure is inaction. Another key to mastering decision making is setting boundaries. Not every decision requires your input. Learn to delegate or let go of things that don't align with your priorities. This not only lightens your load, but also frees up mental space for the decisions that truly matter. Decision fatigue is real. The more choices you make in a day, the harder it becomes to make good ones. That's why some of the most successful people simplify their lives by automating routine decisions. Think of it this way: if you can save your mental energy for the big stuff, you'll be better equipped to make thoughtful, impactful choices. Accountability is also crucial. Share your decisions with someone you trust, a mentor, friend, or partner. Explaining your reasoning helps clarify your thoughts and ensures you're not making impulsive choices. Plus, knowing someone else is aware of your decision can motivate you to follow through. Finally, remember that every decision shapes your future. Treat each one with the respect it deserves. Whether it's choosing how to spend your time, who to spend you with, or what risks to take, every choice is a step on the path you're building. So step boldly. By mastering the art of decision making, you're not just navigating life, you're taking control of it. In 2025, let every choice you make reflect the person you want to become. Key 10: leverage time wisely. Time is the ultimate equalizer. No matter who you are, where you're from, or what you do, you get the same 24 hours in a day. Yet some people seem to achieve so much while others feel like they're always running out of time. The difference lies not in how much time they have, but in how they use it. Think of time as your most valuable resource. Unlike money, you can't earn more of it. Once it's gone forever. So if you want to make 2025 your best year yet, you need to learn how to leverage your time wisely. Start by shifting your mindset. Stop seeing time as something you spend and start seeing it as something you invest. When you invest time wisely, it pays dividends in the form of progress, growth, and achievement. But when you squander it, it's gone without a trace. The first step is to identify your priorities. What truly matters to you? Is it your career, your health, your relationships, or your personal growth? Once you're clear on your priorities, schedule them. Notice the wording here: you're scheduling your priorities, not prioritizing your schedule. This means putting the most important things on your calendar first and letting everything else fit around them. One of the biggest traps people fall into is saying yes to too many things. Remember, every time you say yes to one thing, you're saying no to something else. Be intentional about your commitments. Before agreeing to anything, ask yourself, does this align with my goals? Will it bring me closer to the life I want to live? If the answer is no, it's okay to say no. Another powerful time management tool is batching. Group similar tasks together and tackle them in one focused block of time. For example, instead of checking your email multiple times a day, set aside a specific window for it. This minimizes distractions and boosts your efficiency. And speaking of distractions, let's talk about them. In today's world, distractions are everywhere: social media, notifications, endless to-do lists. If you want to use your time wisely, you need to protect it fiercely. Turn off unnecessary notifications, create a dedicated workspace, and set boundaries with those around you. Focus is your superpower. When you're fully engaged in the task at hand, you accomplish more in less time. Practice single tasking instead of multitasking. Contrary to popular belief, multitasking isn't efficient, it's a productivity killer. Each time you switch tasks, your brain has to refocus, which wastes precious time and energy. Leverage tools and systems to make the most of your time. This could be as simple as using a planner or as advanced as automating repetitive tasks. The goal is to create a structure that supports your productivity rather than relying on willpower alone. Take time to rest and recharge. Productivity isn't about doing more, it's about doing what matters most, and you can't do that if you're running on empty. Schedule breaks, prioritize sleep, and make time for activities that rejuvenate you. Remember, rest isn't a luxury, it's a necessity. Reflect regularly on how you're spending your time. Are your actions aligned with your goals? Are you focusing on what truly matters, or are you getting caught up in busy work? Adjust as needed. The more intentional you are with your time, the more control you'll have over your life. Time is precious and it's fleeting. But when you use it wisely, it becomes a powerful ally. In 2025, let every hour, every minute, and every second reflect your commitment to living a life of purpose and meaning. Make the most of the time you have. It's the foundation of everything you hope to achieve. P11, cultivate inner peace. In today's fast-paced world, finding inner peace can feel like searching for a needle in a haystack. Chaos is everywhere: emails piling up, deadlines looming, endless news cycles, and the constant buzz of notifications. But here's the thing: peace isn't found outside, it's cultivated within. In 2025, if you want to truly transform your life, you need to make inner peace a priority. What exactly is inner peace? It's not the absence of challenges or stress. Life will always throw curveballs your way. Inner peace is the calmness you maintain despite the storm. It's your ability to remain centered, focused, and grounded no matter what's happening around you. I think of it as your anchor in a turbulent sea. So how do you cultivate inner peace? Start by slowing down. We live in a culture that glorifies busyness, where being on the go is seen as a badge of honor. But constant movement without reflection is like driving a car with no destination. It's exhausting and pointless. Make it a habit to pause daily, even if it's just for a few minutes. Meditation is one of the most powerful tools for inner peace. And no, you don't need to sit cross-legged on a mountaintop to practice it. Meditation can be as simple as focusing on your breath. Close your eyes, inhale deeply, and exhale slowly. Repeat this for 5 minutes. What you're doing is training your mind to focus on the present moment. Over time, this practice builds resilience, reduces stress, and strengthens your ability to handle life's challenges with grace. Journaling is another excellent practice. Writing down your thoughts, worries, and feelings helps you release them. It's like a mental detox. When your mind is cluttered, it's hard to find peace. But when you pour your thoughts onto paper, you create space for clarity and calmness. Inner peace also comes from learning to let go. How often do you replay past mistakes or worry about things you can't control? Holding on to these thoughts is like carrying a heavy backpack. It weighs you down. Let go of what you can't change. Focus instead on what you can control: your actions, your attitude, and your response to life's challenges. Another important aspect is setting boundaries. Protect your peace by saying no to things that drain you, whether it's toxic relationships, unnecessary commitments, or even negative self-talk. Remember, every yes to something unimportant is a no to something that matters. Be selective with where you direct your energy. Spending time in nature can also do wonders for your inner peace. There's something incredibly grounding about the rustle of leaves, the sound of flowing water, or the warmth of the sun on your skin. Nature has a way of reminding you of the bigger picture that life is vast, beautiful, and interconnected. Practice gratitude. Gratitude shifts your focus from what's wrong to what's right. When you start appreciating the good in your life, no matter how small, you create a positive feedback loop that fosters peace. Every morning, list 3 things you're grateful for. It could be as simple as a warm cup of coffee, the smile of a loved one, or the fact that you woke up to another day. Lastly, inner peace requires self-compassion. Stop being so hard on yourself. You're human, you'll make mistakes. Learn from them, but don't dwell on them. Treat yourself with the same kindness and understanding you'd offer a friend. Inner peace isn't a destination, it's a daily practice. It's something you cultivate moment by moment, choice by choice. In 2025, commit to making it a priority. Because when you're at peace within, you can handle anything that comes your way. P12, never stop learning. Imagine this: you've worked hard, achieved some goals, and you're finally comfortable. Now what? Many people make the mistake of stopping here. They coast thinking they've made it, but the truth is, the moment you stop learning, you stop growing. And the moment you stop growing, you start falling behind. Learning isn't just something you do in school, it's a lifelong journey. In 2025, make it your mission to expand your mind, refine your skills, and challenge yourself continuously. Why? Because the world is changing faster than ever. To stay ahead, you need to adapt. And adaptation comes through learning. Start with books. Books are like having a conversation with some of the greatest minds in history. For the price of a meal, you can gain decades of wisdom, insights, and strategies. Commit to reading daily, even if it's just 10 pages. Over time, those pages add up to an entire library of knowledge. But don't stop at books. Seek out mentors, people who've walked the path you want to walk. Their experiences can save you years of trial and error. Be curious, ask questions, and absorb everything you can from them. Take courses or attend workshops. The internet has made it easier than ever to learn almost anything. Whether it's coding, cooking, public speaking, or investing, there's a course for it. And if formal learning isn't your thing, watch educational videos, listen to podcasts, or join discussion groups. The key is to expose yourself to new ideas and perspectives. Learning isn't just about gaining knowledge, it's about applying it. What's the point of knowing something if you're not using it? Take what you learn and put it into action. Experiment, fail, and try again. The lessons you gain from experience are far more valuable than anything you'll find in a book. Another critical aspect of learning is staying open-minded. Too often, people cling to their beliefs and resist new ideas because they're afraid of being wrong. But growth requires humility. Be willing to question what you know, to unlearn and relearn. It's not about being right, it's about getting better. Learning also fuels creativity. When you expose yourself to different fields, cultures, and experiences, you start connecting dots in unique ways. This cross-pollination of ideas is where innovation happens. So don't limit yourself to one area of study, explore widely. And let's not forget the most important teacher of all life itself. Every success, failure, and challenge you face is an opportunity to learn. Pay attention to the lessons life is teaching you. Reflect on your experiences. What worked? What didn't? What could you do differently next time? Finally, make learning a habit. Schedule time for it, just as you would for exercise or work. Treat it as a non-negotiable part of your routine. Because the more you learn, the more capable, confident, and prepared you become to tackle whatever life throws your way. In 2025, commit to being a lifelong learner. Read, listen, observe, and grow. The more you invest in your mind, the greater your return, not just financially, but in every area of your life. Remember, knowledge isn't just power, it's potential. The real power lies in what you do with it. So never stop learning. Here's the truth: life isn't going to wait for you. These 12 keys are your opportunity to take charge and create the change you've been craving. It won't always be easy, but it will be worth it. Imagine looking back a year from now knowing you chose to step up instead of settle. That's what these principles can do for you. The path to transformation is simple, but it's not effortless. It requires discipline, vision, and the courage to act. These 12 keys aren't just ideas, they're tools. Tools that can help you unlock the best version of yourself in 2025.